RPC Cattle Hub was born out of a passion to revolutionize cattle and dairy production. It all started in the year 2020 during the COVID-19 lockdown. We had the desire to bring about a change, about improvement in the way we practice cattle production. And so we looked for a piece of land here where we started, and we had the desire to have a center where interested individuals or group can be inspired to launch out into their cattle production. And our main aim, our objectives then were to set up a farm that will be a model farm, a farm for research, for development, a farm for capacity development, a farm for breeding. On this farm, we now practice semi-intensive system of production, whereby we keep our animals in their stall and we serve them in their stall, and also we bring them to the field to graze. We find this cheaper and easier because if we are doing stall feeding, we need equipment to harvest the forages, to shred the forages, and to serve them. And the equipment are not easy to come by. In fact, the cost of petrol to run the shredder is another discouraging factor for stall feeding of cattle, because we need to use the shredder. God has made it that the ruminants, cattle in this case, that they can survive, solely on forage, once the forage is highly nutritious. And this is, the good news for every farmer, that as long as you can develop your pasture, more than 70% of your feed, requirement, which is like the 70% of your cost, is already covered when you are able to provide pasture for your livestock. So we believe a lot in that, and that's why we have invested so much in developing about 8 hectares of pasture, so that we are sure that our animals have feed year round. During the time of abundance, we make silage, we harvest our grasses and make silage with them. We make hay as well. So this helps us a lot during the dry season. And of course, we also have other supplemental feeding that we do. We ferment rice bran with cassava peel plus some other ingredients to make them also have enough feed during the dry season. Every cattle project, fodder is very key, and that is why we have taken that seriously on our ranch. We have taken our time to develop this expanse of land for fodder because we understand its importance. We understand that ruminants, cattle, sheep and goats can survive majorly on fodder, on forage, and that's why we have invested so much in this. So we have this field of Brachiaria mulatto 2 that we have cultivated, and what we do with this field is to cut and serve the animal to supplement what they are already taking on the field, or we cut and make silage with it to store for dry season, or we cut and make hay to store also for dry season. With forage, our production cost has really come down. The only challenge is with the harvesting and the transport to the farm site, of course, plus the shredding of it to serve it to the animal fresh. But other than that, this has really helped us to minimize our cost on our cattle production. We have several challenges, and one of our challenges on this farm is labor. We have issue with getting knowledgeable hands to manage the farm. It's a major challenge, and even to get farm hands, people don't really want to work on the farm anymore, so we struggle a lot to get people that will work for us. So labor is a major challenge. Another challenge we also have is equipment. We don't have capacity or enough financial bond to acquire some machines that could help us, like a tractor, like harvester, like big shredder, like feed mixer, and the likes. So equipment has hindered our operation. For example, it takes a lot of time to use the small shredder that we have, and even cost of running it with fuel makes it really not economical. So it's a big challenge for us on the farm. We have issue with water. The source of our water on this farm is well. When we came to the farm, what we did was to first dig a well. So we dug a well, but sadly, a few weeks ago, the well collapsed, so we had to dig another one. So even though it's not really adequate, but the source of water on this farm is our well. In fact, we have dug the second well. Now the first one that we dug served us like four years. Recently it collapsed. We have dug another one, and the water is really not sufficient. So water is really a big issue for us, and we at the moment do not have financial capacity to dig a hole, a borehole. And during the dry season we suffer a lot because we don't have irrigation system. So we have to go buy crop residues, agro byproducts, cassava peels, rice bran, and the likes that we use during the dry season. So, but if we have irrigation, we can irrigate our field, and the animals can have lush grass even in the peak of the dry season. Power is also another challenge. We don't have electricity on the farm, even though we are running with solar, but it's not sufficient for us. Solar power is a big issue. It's a big challenge that we have. Another challenge that we have is our road. Our road is not good. You know, many times our tires, get busted one part or the other got broken. You know, when people get to our road, they're always like, wow. So we have that challenge of accessibility, and yeah, one other challenge that we have is the space that we have. We're on about 20 acres, and that's about 8 hectares. So it's really limiting the number of animals that we can raise, and we don't want to raise more than the capacity of the space that we have, so that we don't run helter-skelter during the dry season especially. And another challenge, lastly, that we have is the accommodation. We want to train more people. We want to give more young people the opportunity to have hands-on on the farm, but we have limited accommodation, so we cannot take them. So we take them in batches, whereas we could have taken them you know, in large number.
My experience here has been very, very fantabulous. Starting from the management of goats, the sheep and the cattle, then down to the cultivation of pasture, harvesting of pasture. I've learned a lot.
Actually, this is the first time of sleeping on the farm for over months, and it is quite wonderful and it is quite enticing. I know it's not all fun, but there is also the fun. There's also the fun part. There's also the learning part. We are studying the acts of grazing here on the pasture land, and Baba has actually done a very wonderful job. It might not be as learned as everybody will require, but he has taught us basic things that you might not know and you might not meet in class.
Starting from the feeding of the animals, that has been a very, very great experience, because the amount of time to give them feed in a day, like amount of time to give them water, and to know when something is wrong with them. So getting to this place, I've been able to know few things about that.
When I heard RPC, I was like, RPC, that this place must be a very large place, like maybe like abroad people will be coming here. When I came here, I did not know how to carry even a goat, because I was so scared. I cannot carry a goat, I cannot restrain a cattle, I don't even know anything about animal. But when I came here, that's when I know how to carry a goat, how to cure minge, how to feed goats, how to give goats food, how to feed sheep, sweeping of the environment. I was so happy that time. That's when we did we did how to mixing of feed, mixing of concentrates. We did artificial insemination, we did profiling.
This farm has a lot of benefits for students like us. Coming from more plantation, we have a little bit of practical knowledge compared to the theoretical knowledge. So coming to this farm to boost your knowledge about animal health and production, because our manager, the owner of this place, in person of Mr. Tumishi, he has helped us a lot at this farm, giving us basic knowledge we need to build our knowledge for people like us who are aspiring to be a next level impactor in agricultural and animal health production in Nigeria.
We have had a very robust partnership with some institutions who are sending their students to us, selected students in this case, on our Young Cattle Ranchers Internship program. This morning, I want to show you how to identify if there are hemoparasites. You know, cattle on the field, they are exposed to ticks. You know, ticks will cause babesiosis, and babesiosis is an hemoparasite. Because of the forest belt that we have, they are also exposed to tsetse fly bite, and that predisposes them to trypanosomiasis. On our Young Cattle Ranchers Internship Program, we have been partnering with some high institutions like Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, Ebonyi State University, Abakaliki, Federal University of Technology, Akure, Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology, More Plantation, Ibadan. And we've also received requests from quite a number of other institutions who are willing to send their students to our farm to have practical experience on our internship program. So we saw some tag number 13 and 19 mounting this morning. So we're going to be profiling to see if they're actually ready and possibly we will inseminate. So this is Dramiski estrus detector. This actually checks the electrical resistance of the mucous fluid. This has been checked against luteinizing hormone. The surge of the luteinizing hormone actually indicates ovulation in a few hours. So that's a way we take the reading that guides us to when the animal is actually ovulating. So we're going to check this now to know how close the cow is to ovulation.
It's okay.
All right, so let's go.
So you go this way, then gently. Okay. So you on and then roll 360.
What's the number? So she is closer. So we're going to inseminate her.
Being with Cattle Hub has kind of helped me to actually know what reproduction really entails. Working on animals, cows and the likes, and then specifically on artificial insemination. It's been so good and then wonderful. We keep improving ourselves every day.
So a bit about the AI that is artificial insemination that we carry out at Cattle Hub. We don't just inseminate blindly. We have devices that we use, especially the estrus detector. We use the estrus detector for what we call profiling. The profiling helps us to have an idea of when the cow is likely going to ovulate, as it has been demonstrated in the video. Now, when we have profiled the cow and we have concluded that the animal or the cow should be bred, then before then we also must have decided on the semen we are going to use. Are we breeding for dairy or are we breeding for beef? So once that is also decided, then the process will commence. Now this is a towing unit. The towing unit is already connected to the car charger of the car, so to power it, and the towing unit has been set at 37 degrees Celsius, and that's why you can see this green light. So there's this green light. So the towing unit is ready, and there is water inside. So the water inside is already 37 degrees. So this is our liquid nitrogen tank where we keep the semen. Semen are kept inside the liquid nitrogen, and we have different types of bull. We have Brahma bull, we have Frisian, we have Grolando, we have Jersey, we have some goat semen as well. But here is our Frisian. So I'm going to pick one of the straws from here. Okay, thank you. To hold it down. So we're using a quick lock AI gun. So it's ready So once this is loaded, then we wrap it with tissue paper placed under the armpit, which is also at body temperature of +7, and we are ready to go inseminate. Abraham. Oh yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm sure they are ready.
Yeah. Come on,
Is the service having tone?
Yes.
So quick?
Yes.
So quick?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so so record it. When that is done, the AI process is completed. But like I said, after about 60 days after AI, we will confirm the pregnancy with the use of Dramisky ultrasound scanner to check if the artificial insemination is actually successful. Okay, so on this farm, we believe that our artificial insemination is not complete without the pregnancy confirmation. So any farm where we have artificial insemination, including our farm, we actually start with pregnancy screening to be sure that the animal is actually open before we start the process. And after the insemination, we carry out pregnancy confirmation to be certain that the artificial insemination conducted is actually successful. And we do our pregnancy confirmation with a Dramisky portable ultrasound scanner animal profit 2. That's what we have been using with mechanical rectal probe. So I'm going with the probe to check, and the cow is pregnant. So yeah, so this is part of the fetus. This is part of the fetus. This is amniotic fluid. So the cow is up. So the cow is obviously pregnant. Yeah, so this is the part of the fetus. So this ash color one, we call it isoequic, and the dark part is the hypoequic region, which is the fluid. Let me go in a bit more. Okay, so this is part of, so the fetus is actually at advanced stage, let's say about 5-6 months. So this is obvious pregnancy. Congratulations, you're pregnant. In fact, what actually drew my attention to cattle was the poor performance of artificial insemination services that were being done. And my company, of course, deals in reproduction technology. And having gone to study animal science, I felt I could really contribute meaningfully to improving on the procedure. So we set up the farm to be a breeding farm where we can produce, not really exotic now, where we can produce improved breeds of cattle and goats, and lately sheep for farmers. We can produce cattle that can give us more milk. We can produce cattle that can perform better when it comes to meat carcass yield. Another thing we also had in mind was to have a farm where we can give opportunity for young individuals, where we can give opportunity to students who are studying animal husbandry related study to have practical hands-on. These are the intention to draw inspiration, to train, to be a model farm, to be a research for development farm. And we've been able to achieve this, even though we would like to do more.